Welcome to the CPTMSmart Partners Hub. Today is Monday, 18th of April, and we have the pleasure to have with us the chairman of the National Economic Planning in Uganda, but also the chair of the Vision of Uganda. And the National Vision in Uganda has been, in the last few years, trying to engage the various sectors and the various groups of population in relation to both the vision goals, but also in relation to the national planning goals, in such a way that, as I understand from Wilberforce, today there is some resonance between what has to be implemented through the national planning and what the vision goals, how the vision goals have to be carried out. So there is a new phase in the implementation of the national vision in Uganda, having had recently national elections like in Cameroon and like in many other countries, in Tanzania, etc. And we were very keen to, on behalf of the Ministry of Economic Planning in Cameroon, to share the experience of Uganda, particularly because Prof is also chairman of the National Economic Planning in Uganda. So, Wilberforce, if you don't mind me calling you Wilberforce,
Wilberforce Kisamba Mugerwa, no problem.
We are very pleased that we have you again here, and we exchange a few notes about how particularly the digital technology and the data makes an impact on various aspects of statistics, national statistics, which are relevant to national vision, and of course the technology itself. So where are we at the moment in the process of, I would say, phase 2, in the process of carrying forward the vision in Uganda? And how did you reach here? Please.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell Smith, and thank you for hosting me. I'm happy you are talking on pertinent issues,
yes,
which are crucial for development. I think in Uganda, and in running the vision, one should understand that you cannot separate a vision, implementation of a vision, from the planning and implementation process of the government responsibility. And therefore, the vision in Uganda has been everything is anchored on the vision,
yes,
be it financial, social, economic, and all other sectors. They are all referenced. The Uganda Vision 2040 has become the point of reference.
That's the greatest achievement.
That's one.
Yes.
Secondly, planning per se had been relegated the world over. People thought when you are planning, it is central planning, it is socialism, it is communism. I think that game is over. But then, when it was relegated, we went into liberalization, and some thought that the market would do it all. So the private sector. Not realizing that most of our countries didn't have strong private sector. However, now in Uganda, all the mindset has been worked upon to appreciate strategic planning. So what we are doing is that whatever plan we are undertaking, be it mid-term or long-term, must be drawn from the vision. And a plan also must inform the budget.
That's it.
Because these are interlinked.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how.
If you have a vision, the plans must be drawn from the vision, because the vision is long, say 30 years. Then the plans are maybe 3 or 5 years. But then there is one instrument to finance the plans, the vision, the manifesto of a ruling party,
Yes.
and the presidential pledges. And my instrument is the budget.
That's it.
So whatever is being done, these plans must inform the budget. In other words, the budget at the end of the day is drawn from the plans,
And the plans
and
are
the plans
connected to the vision.
are drawn from the vision.
So irrespective which party
And
comes
that's
in
where
and
in
contest
Uganda,
Yes.
that by act of parliament, when the National Planning Authority was created, there are 15 technical affiliated institutions. That's including Bank of Uganda, the Secretary Treasury, the Chief of Statistics in the country, the Private Sector Foundation, the head of civil society, NGO Forum, the head of the standards in the country, and others of that nature. So that helps us that whatever strategic issue being discussed, when it is prepared by the National Planning Authority, it goes through this body, which plays a technical advisory part. We call it an expanded board of the National Planning Authority, which is there for technical quality and guidance. And by the time the paper goes to the president or to the minister or to cabinet, it has been shared by all these. And that strengthens the vision to be shared by whoever is contributing. So when the statistics are produced, they are produced objectively, but it is our interpretation to see how they are reflecting on the vision implementation. There are some
So that is a phase.
Yes, that's a phase.
But that took a number of years.
It has taken us almost, because now I've been pressed for 7 years, and that has been the struggle of how do we align the budget to National Planning Authority and the vision. To align that, because we used to have a cash budget where they would allocate money to a permanent accounting officer, permanent secretary on a Thursday, and the following Monday would give you receipts that he has accounted for it. But now you have to show how you are spending, how is it related to the plan, to the vision. And no paper goes to the cabinet without making reference what relevant part of the vision or planning is it implementing. So everything is anchored on the Uganda Vision 2040. Yes.
So the Vision 2040 is being maintained alive.
Well, it is maintained alive, but not everything is rosy.
No.
Because we still have to go a bit further and ensure that the grassroots at all levels, because most people, when they look at leadership, they focus on the president, the minister, the cabinet, but leadership is at all levels.
Yes,
and most of the issues which are thorny and important in service delivery, they are not implemented at the ministerial level. They are implemented at local authorities, at the lower level. So we are trying now, struggling to see how the plans, the strategic plans of each ministry, the strategic plan of each district or sub-county, and the lowest administrative unit in Uganda is aligned to the vision and the national plans without suppressing or compromising location-specific interests. So that we are trying to get the tools, budgeting tools, which help vision, whatever is being budgeted, is because resources are always scarce.
Yes, of course.
So you cannot have everything. So prioritization is within priorities, is the order of the day. And we need to build up capacity to ensure that there is analytical capacity to analyze the issues at that level, and that's where the issue of data becomes very, very important.
That's it. And also probably would you say that it is not only, people usually refer to as the empowerment, talk about empowering from the lower.
Yes.
But in fact, one is quite a lot discussing about empowering horizontal.
Yes.
Because not the integration, but the interaction at all levels, but horizontal. That produces not only delivery or implementation, but also engages the people to find ways and means to initiate ways of implementing because they want to do it without resources.
Yeah.
You see, there are initiatives which allows not always to use so much to do so much dollars to do this. There are ways and means to still produce this if you want to, if you need it to, but in another way. So this so-called entrepreneurship, I didn't want to use a word because again it's a kind of misused word.
Yes.
This entrepreneurship, which otherwise is a mechanical machine which says if I have money and I go down to the village and the village upwards, but it's not only up and down, it's quite a lot horizontal at all levels, the interaction that are required.
I don't know how technically it was possible in Uganda for us to produce a vision which is all-inclusive, all-embracing, at international, national, and local level. We are happy that at national level, much as the Sustainable Development Goals have just been declared, yes. But we have 70% of all the Sustainable Development Goals are aligned to the Uganda Vision 2040 National Development Plan. And where in some cases it is 100% when it comes to health, education, but when it comes to things like ocean, Uganda doesn't have an ocean.
No.
Then when it comes to national level, we find that all the sectors are well covered. Then when it comes to the grassroots level, whatever the ministries are doing affects, is implemented by the local authorities, as I've said. Now, the empowering has another elements which we need to take into account. You may empower people politically, administratively, but we also need to empower people in terms of patriotism. To feel that they are doing, what you are doing or what they are also doing is theirs. To become selfish for whatever is being done. A vehicle is driven the country, they feel it is their vehicle. It is not you who is driving it. Yes. You are in a position, Kisamba Mugerwa, as chairperson of National Planning Authority, not because of your intellectual capability, but because you are there for the others people.
Yes.
So it is this which remains a challenge to ensure that this patriotism transcends. And the second 5-year development plan, we have proposed, I hope the president will buy it, to have a national service undertaking. Not to indoctrinate people for political reasons, but to appreciate
the need for nationally.
That implementation cannot be done by this small group of people who are in the cabinet or in the government, but is everybody. You become a watchdog, you become a whistleblower, you are concerned about the poor delivery of services. You are a member of the committee on the local school, so you are equally responsible as one who in charge of a ministry. That element of patriotism It is not
I don't know if it's called patriotism, but it is kind of citizenship. More
citizenship. I think that's better because patriotism may think it is political.
Yeah. But it is actually a way of
that feeling, and you can, it is not
proud
like
you're Ugandan.
it is not like that iPad that you can transfer it from one lift, but it is a mindset.
Yes.
And it takes time.
Actually, the vision.
It's so.
That's
in other words, how would you get a shared vision?
How do you get a shared vision for a shared economy and all the rest of it? Well, I must say that that reminds me very much, of. But there are different contexts. When in Malaysia, we were discussing a bit about it. But when in Malaysia, about 20 years ago or whatever. When this
30 years ago, yes.
Yeah, 30 when the idea of vision came about, it didn't come about in the way it came about, because it was at a time when very few countries, in developing countries, were thinking about or having the courage to say, get out away, or in addition to national planning, to get into visions. So when the 10-year plan, the OPP, was supposed to be presented to the parliament, and the prime minister at that time had to read a speech, about the 10-year plan, then he felt that in addition to that, he needs to make a very short, very, very short kind of essence of the next 10 years and beyond next 10 years, things which cannot be put into a plan. But it was based on the plan. So separately from the 10-year plan, he made this
a
speech which related to that.
Yes.
But so he came up with those 8 goals and all the rest of it. And it didn't call it vision by then. It just became, after that, people all over the country related to it. So suddenly they had to call people for the first time to big gatherings, which they never had before. You see, and you were going to the weddings, you were going to these, what we are trying to say now, going to the dentist, you could see everywhere, Vision 2020, Vavasan 2020. I mean, it wasn't necessarily nationalist, but it is exactly what you're saying, But it started in a different way, so probably it's a bit more solid the way you started.
I think what you are trying to say, that can also go to leadership, visionary leadership.
Yes.
When you are a good leader of any group, you are a leader because you take interests of the people you are leading. So in Malaysia, it came because of that visionary
so it
leadership.
Was articulated.
But also, there's another way. Many of the countries which have been successful in this vision, including Uganda, it is because we went through a very difficult period of time. And we went to be nothing.
Yes.
Then you
come from nowhere
to be focusing that we need infrastructure, we need energy. Without energy we cannot attract investors. We need roads, we need railway, we need human capital development. We need to reduce cost of production. We need incentives to attract investors. We need to respect our private sector, whether local or these are the masters. This is a market-led economy. Private sector is our masters. So because of where we went through those turbulences during Amin's time and others, it brought us to have a vision. And supported by a president who is focused.
And who's articulate.
Who can. And
articulate, as you said.
Let me go a bit parochial.
Yes.
When something is said by a lower person at an administration, it may not be hard as when it is
Of course.
said by somebody at high level. So when a leader at the highest level
Is able to
comes up to articulate properly,
exactly what I would
people
have liked to say at the
people
lower
will
level.
hear it as that gospel truth,
Yes,
and
yes,
that's how it takes up.
Yes, it is.
And I think in Uganda, that's the line to go, to such an extent that at one time, people started thinking that President Museveni, is the only one who has the vision, but it is a Uganda vision.
Yes.
Which is a Uganda vision, it is a shared vision, so that they all need to own it to contribute.
Yeah.
And that's how I think the stability we're enjoying in Uganda. We hope we shall use it to have
For the next.
dividends in term. But Uganda has other challenges, like a population growth rate, which is high.
Yes.
The fertility rate is the highest in the world. But we are also working on measures and administrative measures which may help us to ensure that we have demographic dividends by educating, having a healthy population, educated population, skilled, and ensuring that we invest so that these young people who are coming up have opportunities for employment.
Yeah. That's kind of probably. We don't have time to go more in detail about Cameroon vision, but I did show you the document in 2009, which was produced.
I haven't read the document, but what I have Cameroon, that one, a vision is implemented by the budget.
Yeah.
And therefore, a vision must inform the 5-year development plan, and the 5-year development plan must inform the budget.
That's it.
And the budget and the planning cannot be separated, and they are anchored on one phenomena called the discipline.
Yes.
They must be disciplined so that they become focused on what they have planned. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Olopos, and I'm very sorry that you cannot be with us, but I'm sure that Dr.
I hope next time
Dr. Bennett,
I will interact
this will
with
be
them.
the first time that
Yes.
we're going to
Yes.
Cameroon interact with the Cameroonian colleagues,
Yes.
but probably I will take some of the documents from you in addition to this webcast. So what probably I wanted to give you as thank you on behalf of Cameroonian team is a report about the future generation now for the long term, which probably will help or support for the next phase of the vision.
It will educate me more.
No, we'll just have background. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good.